He was a man who never seemed to age, a fighter who never seemed to lose, a legend whose strength became a myth. But even legends are not immortal. On March 19th, 2026, the world stood still as it said goodbye to one of the greatest icons of all time, Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris was born as Carlos Ray Norris on March 10th, 1940, in the small town of Ryan, Oklahoma, United States. His childhood was not filled with glory, but with struggle. His father battled alcoholism, and his family faced financial hardships. As a young boy, Chuck was shy, quiet, and often overlooked. He wasn't strong. He wasn't confident. In fact, many people would never imagine that this boy would grow up to become one of the toughest men on earth. But sometimes, greatness begins in silence. Everything changed when he joined the United States Air Force. He was sent to South Korea, and that's where destiny found him. It was there that Chuck discovered martial arts, a discovery that would change his life forever. He trained tirelessly, day after day, pushing his body and mind beyond limits. He mastered multiple disciplines, including karate, Taekwondo, Tang Soo Do, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Judo. Martial arts didn't just make him stronger, it gave him purpose. After returning to the United States, Chuck Norris didn't just compete, he dominated. He became a multiple-time world karate champion, remaining undefeated for years. His fighting style was powerful, precise, and fearless. Soon, his name began to spread, not just in America, but across the world. He was no longer the shy boy from Oklahoma. He had become a warrior. But his journey didn't stop in the ring. Hollywood came calling. At first, Chuck worked as a martial arts instructor, training celebrities. It was Steve McQueen who encouraged him to step into acting. And that decision changed everything. He starred alongside Bruce Lee in Way of the Dragon, a role that introduced him to the world. Soon after, he became a full-fledged action star with films like Missing in Action, The Delta Force. But his most iconic role came with the television series, Walker, Texas Ranger. This show made him a global household name and turned him into a symbol of justice and strength. As years passed, Chuck Norris became something greater than just an actor. He became a legend. In the early 2000s, the internet created a phenomenon known as Chuck Norris facts. They portrayed him as unstoppable, unbeatable, almost superhuman. And instead of rejecting it, he embraced it with humility and humor. He wrote books, inspired millions, and remained a role model for generations. Behind the fame, behind the strength, was a man of faith and family. Chuck Norris was a devoted husband, a loving father, and a deeply spiritual person. He believed in discipline, in kindness, and in helping others grow stronger. He even founded programs to teach martial arts to children, helping them build confidence and character. In March 2026, just days after celebrating his 86th birthday, something unexpected happened. While in Kauai, Hawaii, Chuck Norris suffered a sudden medical emergency. He was quickly hospitalized. Fans around the world began to pray, hoping that the legend would recover once again. Because in their hearts, Chuck Norris was invincible. But reality can be different. On March 19, 2026, the world received the heartbreaking news. Chuck Norris had passed away. At the age of 86, he died peacefully, surrounded by his loved ones, in Kauai, Hawaii, United States. A man who once seemed unstoppable had finally taken his last breath. As of now, the exact cause of death has not been publicly disclosed. However, reports confirm that he suffered a sudden medical emergency. He was hospitalized shortly before his passing. His family has chosen privacy during this difficult time. Legends don't die. They become memories. Chuck Norris was not just a fighter, not just an actor. He was a symbol of strength, discipline, and resilience. From a shy boy in Oklahoma to a global icon, his journey inspired millions. And even though he is no longer with us, his legacy, his spirit, and his legend will live on forever. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because legends like Chuck Norris deserve to be remembered forever.